Well, here we are at the Taste of Whitman Hanson, raising money for Dollars for Scholars for Whitman Hanson students. And I made sure I saw what the number of this one was this year, because I didn't see it last year. It's the 16th version of this thing. And Kevin here, whom we all remember, has been doing this a lot longer than I have anyway. So Kevin, what are we going to see tonight?
Well, you got 20 different restaurants that are here, participating restaurants, but it's not just restaurants. You'll have Stop and Shop here, Costco. It's a fantastic time if you've never had a chance to stop on by to try different fare. And again, as you said, it's for the Whitman Hanson Dollars for Scholars. They raise thousands of dollars, and this is one of their key events.
Yeah, and everybody loves it. You walk out of here feeling good because you've eaten some really good food here. And there's a lot of good desserts as well. So this is the place to be every year in April.
Something else to also note, if you're somebody who likes eating out on a regular basis and maybe you stick with your usual 5 or 6 different restaurants, this is an opportunity to attend one of these Taste of Whitman and Hanson to see if maybe there's a new restaurant. And again, what's great is you get it's not only Whitman and Hanson, but there are other restaurants from the region, so you have a chance to try those as well.
Yeah, like one of my favorites, the Sarcastic Swine.
It's pretty good.
And they're great. I love their potato chips. They've got the best potato chips in the world.
Mac and Cow.
And Cowbells, too. We both know that very well because we've known Dave since he opened his doors here in Whitman.
That's correct. Actually, I was there for breakfast this morning, truth be told.
Well, I haven't had a breakfast in the morning in ages, so I don't even know it. But that's my fault.
It's another show, I think.
Yeah. Okay, so, hey, shall we get started? We're going to walk around and talk to people. Mostly we're going to be talking to people about food, but there'll be a few other things that creep into the conversations from time to time. And if you're ready, I'm ready.
Stay tuned for more.
Our first stop tonight is South Shore Tech, and I actually got it right this year. I didn't put the Voc in there.
That's it.
This is Charles Doucette, who is one of the culinary instructors over at the Tech. And you have a whole crew with you here.
I have got some of the best students we have going into the industry right now. We have juniors and some of our sophomores, freshmen right behind me as well. So they're super excited to be at this event. This is a great event. We do it every year. I want to say we've been doing it for a good 7 years now. We love it. The kids love it. They get out. They get to meet people in the industry. We have a lot of recruiting that goes around for our students. So a lot of the local places will come over and say, "Hey, looking for a job, looking for something," and a lot of business cards being traded, and that's what we're looking for. And that's, yes, we want to promote the school, but we want the students to start promoting themselves, learning how to get out, shaking hands and smiling, looking people in their eyes. So it's a great event.
And you're actually giving people food here too.
Yes,
like you do at the school doing.
We're feeding people with our we got soup. We got our tomato basil soup, which is really popular in a restaurant.
I mean, you bring that every year.
Every year. It's a crowd pleaser.
I've seen it in the vats back at the school, and there's a lot of soup.
There's a lot. Yeah, we made about 9 gallons today. So the other thing we have going on is we have ice cream. So it's our homemade ice cream.
That's something that's new.
And something fairly new. We brought it in last year, and it was such a crowd pleaser. So we made 18 gallons of ice cream in the last couple of days. So we got that going on. We got some toppings, and it's a great event.
So do you make the students do it the old-fashioned way with the hand crank turn?
Look at them. They're all gonna start flexing their muscles.
Okay. Thank you so much, Charles.
Hey, it was nice talking to you.
Yeah, and I just want to get Tom Hickey in here now because we've got some news about what's happening over at the Tech. Tom Hickey.
Yes, another Taste of Whitman Hanson. Here we are again.
And you had an election earlier this fall. Last fall, whenever it was.
It doesn't, yes, the years blur together. There was a special election on January 25th, and it was a long time coming. We got unbelievable support for the school, and I know I speak on behalf of everyone in the school community to say thank you to the residents for in tough economic times saying yes to vocational education. So now we're off to the races. We've got about a year of design development, and we'll put shovels in the ground in the middle of 2026 and open the building for the 28-29 school year.
Okay, I was going to ask you what was the next step, and you just told it to me.
Yeah.
Have you hired a project manager yet?
Yep. So we have a project manager, and we have a construction firm, and we have an architectural firm. In fact, I just walked the grounds with them today. One of the first things we were looking at, they wanted to be able to look at the perimeter of the property, look at where the wetlands are, and start making initial plans because we're going to be building this on the athletic fields in the back. So we were talking about how I want to try to make sure that we preserve as much of the student experience as possible for the 25-26 school year. And I mean the spring sports teams, as well as having graduation on our own fields if we can do that. Looks like we can, so that's good news. Because once they put the shovel in the ground, we're going to have a few years of disruptions. We're going to be the away team. We won't have, for our outdoor sports.
I can't tell you how many schools I've been in contact with the last few years and had to spend that so many years away because the fields, was going to be like a 3-year project before they could get back there.
That's right. There are sacrifices to be made, and I think our athletics program, we have a lot of great partners in our neighboring communities, and so while it might not be outdoor at our facility, we're still going to make the kids feel at home as best we can.
Well, because you've got a big, wide area of people to pull from, are you going to have a floating home team?
Well, we're going to try to work in between the home games of some of our sending communities. That's exactly right. So we're excited to get started, and again, we just can't say enough about the support we got from all 9 of our towns. It says a lot about our community.
Right. Oh, and I just want to say this is going to be a good thing to happen down here, isn't it?
I think it is. We're going to open more seats. We're going to add 2 new programs, plumbing and veterinary science, and it's the right move. But again, I emphasize that I recognize it's coming at a difficult time for folks. So they still stood behind us to make this happen.
Well, you have another meeting to go to tonight, don't you?
I do. I'm definitely going to get something to eat before I go, and then I'm off to talk about next year's budget.
Then I better let you go so you can grab something before you leave for your meeting.
Thank you for shining a light on us as always. I appreciate it.
Thank you so much. It's always good to see you.
Same here. Thank you.
As we were talking about ice cream earlier, they have not only chocolate and vanilla ice cream, they've got a combination of it. It's called chocolate chip. And that way I can get my 2 favorite flavors of ice cream, vanilla and chocolate at the same time. Wow, it's great. Actually, I think it's Oreo, but it's still good. Wonderful ice cream.
So we have made our way to Gigi from Christo's To Go. How are you? You're here for yet another Taste of Whitman Hanson.
Yeah.
What is it about this event that you love coming and showing some of the things that you have to offer at Christo's To Go?
Because it benefits students in the area. It's incredibly important to us. And it's such a great organization that exists only to help kids in the area get ahead. And that's fantastic. We're proud to be a part of it.
It seems like you have like the same spot almost
We
every
do.
year. How do you do that?
I guess if you come every year, they try to put you in the same spot unless you don't like it. Plus, there used to be a disco ball hanging from the ceiling in this very spot that we absolutely loved. And they took it down, but we brought our own this year so we wouldn't miss them.
So I see you have your classic Greek salad.
Of course.
It's a staple.
Yes, absolutely.
Am I thinking this is a chicken walnut salad? Chicken salad?
No
Or no?
No walnuts, because a lot of people are iffy with the nuts, but it is apple cranberry chicken salad.
You don't say.
I do say.
Wow. And what do we have in the little tins here?
Those are little adorable tiny chicken pot pies. We do sell them at the restaurant as part of our heat and eat line. They're fully cooked and prepared. But we made tiny ones to bring here for people to try.
Is it a given you bring the salad every year and then decide what else you bring?
Yes. Yeah, we made the mistake one year. I think it was at this show actually, uh, that we didn't bring Greek salad and they practically ran us out of the room because we hadn't brought it. So, yeah, it was silly of us. It's, it's what we're known for 60 years and silly not to bring it.
Any thought? No, I don't know. It's been a few years since I've been behind the mic and been able to attend the taste. My stomach was taking a couple of years off because, that happens. You have fantastic pizza pie. You have some of the best pie on the South Shore. Was there a thought to bring that this time around?
I don't like the way it holds up. The first half hour or so when it's still hot, it's great. But we prefer to bring things that are hopefully just as good an hour later as they are, at the beginning of the show. I don't feel like pizza holds up well enough for people to enjoy it.
How is Christo's going these days? Again, knowing from your heritage from Christo's, everybody loved, your dad loved you when you had your place on the east side of Brockton. Now you're in Whitman, and I would think that the success has transcended, or it has made it to Whitman.
Thank you. Well, we just celebrated our 10th anniversary in Whitman.
Congratulations.
A couple of months ago, and last month was our 60th anniversary since we opened the big restaurant. So we're really lucky. We're very lucky. I'm incredibly lucky. I had great parents that I learned from, and I have incredible people who work with me who really make it fun and pretty easy to go to work every day, honestly.
You had started out our conversation by talking a little bit about what this event is about, raising money and helping the community. How important is it as a business to make sure that you're part of the fabric of that community?
We try very hard. We try to contribute to everyone who asks, whether it's first responders, whether it's kids, whether it's hospitals. There are a lot of people trying to accomplish very important stuff, and getting people together to eat is a surefire way to get that done. So, it's an honest way to make a living. I love feeding people. You're part of raising money for kids. You're part of hopefully everybody's life. Good occasions, bad occasions. You meet 4 generations of a family coming in. After 60 years, we have honestly helped 4 generations of certain families, and that's something. I could be more eloquent about it, but it's a really great way to make a living.
Thank you for all that you do. Thank you for all that your family has done. And thank you for your patronage. 60 years, which is fantastic. And knowing in today's economy, it can be tough to survive. So
Sure is.
we thank you so much.
Thank you very much for having us.
You got it. So there's more tables. Don't go anywhere. You are tuned into the Taste of Whitman and Hanson, 16th annual. So we were heading to another table, but we happened upon a gentleman who has served the community of Whitman for many years, many different community boards. Also, as you see, he's wearing social technical gear, swag. And you love coming to an event like this. You're such a community person. Coming to this is the 16th one. What is it about this event that people love?
Oh, it's outstanding. You got everybody from the town, and they're here from Whitman, probably Whitman and Hanson, and all the restaurants from Whitman and Hanson. It's fantastic. You can get a free meal out of everything, but the fact is that you see friends that you haven't seen in a while here, which is the best part of it. This is probably my favorite event, other than Winterfest, when we still had Winterfest. But times have passed. But this is going on 16 years, and my wife and I have been to every one of them.
Wow. Is there a favorite? Do you look forward to a particular restaurant every year that you want to say, oh, I want to go to get a sample because I want to support them? Or is there any new ones? Because I know you and your wife like to go out time to time. Have you discovered any new restaurants while attending the Taste of Whitman and Hanson?
We haven't been to any of the new restaurants that I see here. My favorite ones were here. One of them was McQuiggin's, right? Shepherd pie. I'm missing it. But we also have South Shore Tech Brass Lantern down the corner where it usually is, and they have great food. But everybody here has great food. They're just putting everything forward, and hopefully the customers that are eating here will go to their restaurants and support them.
As somebody who serves on the South Shore Technical School Committee, how proud are you to see the group of kids that are here and seeing people go over and sample their fare?
Oh, outstanding. All right. I mean, the two teachers that are here that teach them, they're here. The students are serving the food. The students are making the food and the ice cream. I'll have that later. That's my dessert. But no, the kids are just great. You know, they enjoy what they're doing, and hopefully they'll go on in life to continue doing what they learned at South Shore Votech.
Where are you heading off to now? I'm sure you have a plan. What's your next table?
I have from South Shore Votech down this end. I didn't get a lot of food from any of them because I came down to get rid of my trash, and then I noticed you guys. So Paul said, "Sit down. We want to talk to you." I said, "Okay, boss."
Well, Paul says that, you just do it.
Absolutely.
Okay.
Absolutely. But no, this is probably a great event. Probably the best around. I mean, Mike's done a great job. He's done it for all these years, right?
Yep.
Goes for the scholarship fund. Just outstanding. What are you going to say?
Thousands of dollars that have been raised.
Right. And I mean, you can look at this place. It's just packed. Right? Drive around the parking lot to find a parking space, which means everybody loves this. Right? And why wouldn't you? You know? So it's outstanding.
Thank you so much for all you do.
Absolutely. Now you can get it more.
Well, now hold on. Now, while we keep the camera rolling here, I'm gonna welcome a friend of yours here, Mr. Bob Hayes.
What's up, Tocci?
It's almost like you're the mayor.
No way. But I did do a little show today. Paulie's doing a great job over there on the camera. What's happening?
So, talk to me about an event like this. You and I have been here in the past doing this event. Has it changed over the years? What are your thoughts as to what it does?
Kevin, this is one of the best events in the towns of Whitman and Hanson. The money raised tonight goes to scholarships for high school students, dollars for scholars who have to spend year-round raising tons of money to give kids that are outing, graduating seniors that are going out scholarships. It's incredible. The community support is just fabulous. And the group that does it are incredible. They do it year-round. Mike Ganshirt, and there's many more names. I think he's ahead of it. There's many more names that should be mentioned that I can't remember, and it's a fabulous thing for the school district.
Think of all the hundreds of students you've shaken their hand, you've given them their diploma, also knowing that they're going to be getting, money from the Whitman and Hanson Dollars for Scholars. How important is that when it comes to our residents in this community and when you look at our economy?
Well, Kev, it's fundamentally the basis of the future to come with the students. I mean, some of these young adults now are in their 30s that I gave them their diplomas. And I'm dating myself, but, they're adults. They're raising families, and scholarships help them along the way. So this community support is just unwavering in how important it is. It's just amazing how important this is. Can't say enough about it.
Anything you want to say in closing?
Kevin, again, good communities are made out of great volunteers. And Whitman and Hanson are blessed to have some of the best volunteers, including Whitman Hanson Community Access. Without it, a lot of people wouldn't be in the know as to events like this and different things that are going on. But if you look around, there's a great cross-section of people. There's 2-year-olds to 80 or 90-year-olds. I mean, it's just amazing. It's a great event. Can't say enough about it. And I just hope it goes on for the next 50 years.
Well, again, knowing you're somebody who's a leader when it comes to being a volunteer, you volunteer your services, whether it's doing programs for WHCA, whether it's calling games, whether it's doing youth basketball, or doing one of the many community events that happen in the town of Hanson. You're there. So you're not like you're somebody who's saying, come and volunteer. You're somebody who's doing it.
Oh, thank you, Kevin. I appreciate it. But again, it's good communities.
Right, we're going to head off, and when we come back, more from the Taste of Whitman and Hanson.
One of the best places to go in the entire South Shore, if you like barbecue, is the Sarcastic Swine in Abington. We have Mike here from the Sarcastic Swine, and Mike, I love seeing you guys here.
Thank you so much for having us. We love being here.
So what have you got to show people tonight?
So today we have our house smoked chicken wings and our honey cornbread with cinnamon butter and whipped butter.
And it looks like you've got a whole tray of...
Yep, and our house-made sauces that we make in-house.
Okay, do you have them ranged from mildest to hottest over there?
Currently they are, yes.
Well, I got to tell you, I can't do any more than the mild. Anything more than that's too much for me.
Yeah, me too.
But I got to say, I do love going in there and doing that stuff. And I'm disappointed you didn't bring any of your homemade chips with you.
Oh, yeah, we were gonna, but we actually had a problem with our fryer today.
Oh.
Yeah. So we were running low on chips, so we decided cornbread and wings.
Yeah. Well, the cornbread's good too.
Yes,
So,
everybody loves the cornbread.
and you do a great job with the smoking.
Thank you so much.
I love going in there, you know, when I get the chance to,
Yep.
and just getting those sliders, and I can have almost anything you want on it, and it's just enough to give me that little mid-afternoon
Yep.
boost. Cornbread. Is
Yes.
that your homemade recipe too?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, we
'cause
make that
I
in-house.
grabbed a little crumb of that on my way past, and said, gotta go back and talk to this guy about the cornbread, because I haven't had that in the store before.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's one of our biggest sellers.
Yeah, and yeah, I mean, just going in there and seeing the menus, the way they're all written up,
Yep.
reading down that long list of barbecue sauces and trying to figure out which one isn't gonna burn the tongue
Yep.
right out of my mouth.
Yep,
You know?
exactly.
Now, the guy on our camera over here, I'm sure he's willing to try the hottest one you've got, because he's one of those guys. He's a hot-blooded Latin, you know. So it's great to see you here. You got to come by. You got to go see them. You have a second store in Middleborough where you can get takeouts, right?
That is, we no longer have that
it's
running.
closed.
Yep, yeah, we
Okay.
closed that
Yep.
probably sometime last year, yeah.
I'm behind the times, which is nothing new. But it's really great. Up on Route 18 in Abington, you just make that turn into the parking lot just north of 139.
Yep.
See, I remembered the route
Yep.
number, so I'm doing better. It's great barbecue. Thanks a lot, Mike.
Thank you so much.
Another one of the big supporters here of this event, and has been for a long time, is the Venus family, who own Regal Marketplace. Now, Regal Marketplace is not the original name you guys started working under, is it?
No, it is. It was called Regal Liquors before,
Yeah.
and my parents bought it in 1998, and they moved it over to Regal Marketplace. And then in 2015, we moved across the street to the nice, beautiful, big building that we have.
As opposed to this eyesore that was there before you guys built that thing.
No, it was the hardware store was really nice to have in the car wash. You know, it was like the only car wash we had in town until a couple of years ago, until the one opened up on Route 18. So it was pretty cool.
But it was still old and pretty dilapidated.
Yeah, it
But
needed some
hardware
improvements.
stores are like that too, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. Okay, now you guys are here. What are you showing here tonight?
So tonight we brought our homemade chicken egg, steak and cheese egg rolls, our buffalo chicken egg rolls, our eggplant rollatini, and our homemade chicken broccoli ziti alfredo.
Sounds like you're rolling in something.
Absolutely. And we have a bunch of new foods. We do to-go meals, the deli. We added groceries to the store. So come on down, check it out, because it's always changing and always opening our offerings.
Yeah, I know I started stumbling over some of that food when you're moving in the groceries.
Yeah, it's always growing.
That's Regal Marketplace, and it's not quite across the street from here. It's over that way. But if you get down the railroad tracks, you run right into it.
Absolutely,
Almost.
right next to the Whitman commuter rail. Come down and check us out.
Of course, if you do go down the railroad tracks, you'll get arrested for trespassing, but that's another story. Okay, George, thanks a
Thank
lot.
you very much, and thanks for being here tonight.
We'll be seeing you around town.
Absolutely.
Everybody in Whitman knows about Millie's, but one of the things they might not know is that it's under new management now. This is Paul, and I'm Paul, so I can say two Pauls are better than one. How long have you been working in Millie's now?
I took it over June 1st this past summer.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. And trying to get the old Millie's back, or make it the place to be for breakfast.
Well, I got to tell you, it looks like you're doing a little bit more than the old Millie's used to do.
Yeah, we are. We're adding stuff to the menus, and we got a little bit of a lunch menu now. We're getting all different flavored coffees for iced coffee and hot coffee. Starting to run some, special for a bagel and a coffee to go, or a muffin and a coffee to go. Trying to get the younger generation in. Millie's has always been kind of labeled a older person's hangout.
Yeah, well, I know, because I was in there before you guys came in, and
Yeah.
I was sometimes thinking I was the youngest guy in the house, and I'm no spring chicken.
No, I hear you. My mom has been there 21 years. She worked with the previous owners.
Yeah.
And it's the same thing. She would like to start seeing, the next generation come in. So I'm trying to cater to them, and slowly they are starting to come in, and I'm trying to get the word out there, and hopefully we can make it what it once was.
Well, it's always nice to have some alternative breakfast arrangements to make,
Yeah, absolutely, absolutely. And we got the biggest pancakes, and that's definitely what we're known for, and our omelets seem to be
well, that's the kind of thing that
big
would
order.
bring my granddaughter in if we lived in this area, 'cause
Yeah.
she loves big pancakes.
Yeah, we get. That's what we're known for. You can't finish them. We have an order of 2 or an order of 4, and I'd say 90% of the people can't finish the order of 2. So.
Well, now that's a challenge.
Yes, it is a
I may have
challenge.
to investigate
It
that.
is a challenge. We've had people come in and said, "I heard your pancakes are the biggest," and they've eaten them and they've said, "Oh my God, amazing how big these things are."
So what have we got here today that people might not have seen on the menu at the old Millie's?
I mean, more muffins. We definitely got different flavors muffins. More flavor of pancakes. Coffees. It used to be just regular and decaf, and now we have 5 flavors going with the regular and decaf, ice or hot coffee. That's something that I'm trying to, expand the menu on the coffees. Other than that, I mean, in a way, breakfast is breakfast, you know what I mean? But trying new things and seeing what will stick and what won't.
Well, I hope people come along over here and actually find out that you actually exist, because the place was closed for a little while.
Believe it or not, it was never closed.
Never closed.
Even during COVID, it was open. That's the stigma that the place has, that it's been closed. It's always been open since 1971. It's never closed its doors.
I guess I've been told.
Yeah, so it may look like it sometimes, but that's why I'm trying to get it going.
My during that period of time, my time in town was usually well after they had been closed for the day.
Yeah.
In the old days, anyway.
Right. And it's funny because that place was originally for lunch. It was called Millie's Lunch, and with the factories that were around there and stuff like that, and then it just became more of a breakfast place, and they discontinued lunch because they weren't getting any patrons in for lunch. So I'm trying to slowly get a lunch menu in there, and and even if it's simple like burgers, hot dogs.
Yeah.
I have a old style Franks and beans special, and I'm trying to cater to everybody, and hopefully, like I said, I think people, when they come in, will really enjoy it because we've got nothing but positive feedback. Everyone has said, we love it, we'll definitely be back, and they actually do. We see them coming back, and they're bringing people with them. So
That's really great. So Millie's, although it hasn't been away, is back.
better than ever.
So we've kind of wandered down to the end of row one, and what's fantastic is that we have happened upon Old Hitching Post, and Old Hitching Post, folks probably long know the restaurant, and it's under new ownership as of 2 years ago. And I had Mr. Mike Mahoney who's here, and what's interesting is that Old Hitching Post is part of kind of of a restaurant conglomerate, as there are other restaurants that I'm a big fan of Old Hitching Post. Tell us a little bit about Old Hitching Post and what it is that you guys do so well.
All right, so we have the Hitching Post. We bought that about 2 years ago. Everybody knows the Hitching Post. It's been around forever. Kind of a staple in the area. I'd call it almost an institution with being in Hanson area. What we do is we put out good food. We do large catering events. We do on-site functions, which is just part of like our whole group. We have multiple properties, which is great. The Cook family owns it. So we have obviously the Hitching Post. We have Somewhere Else Tavern in Bryantville, Pembroke. Fork in the Road Deli right before that. We also have AB Tent Rental, and our shops out of East Bridgewater for that. All larger events, outdoor events, catering, all that good stuff.
Was there a thought to have Somewhere Else Tavern also come here? Although I know you have a relatively new menu that you're expanding by the day. I think that might have happened about 6 months to a year ago that you changed it?
Yeah, a little less than that, right about 3 to 6 months. We would have been happy to bring it over here, but we wanted to focus on the Hitching Post where it is the Whitman Hanson area. And, we employ a lot of the Whitman Hanson high school kids, all work for us and with us. And we just thought this would be a good event for us to come out, expose what we have, and let everybody know what we do over there.
Yeah, and it looks as though you got like a little bit of either, I don't know if it's a turkey or a chicken, you get some squash.
So we do Thanksgiving 365 a year. So I figured why not bring that down here and give people a little exposure to that. People seem to love it, and it's what we do, is to try to put smiles on faces, keep people's bellies full,
Now, even though it's under new ownership, do you have like Easter's coming up? Do you open for Easter? For holidays?
Yeah, absolutely. We do a big Easter brunch. We're gonna have a big. We're gonna call it an egg extravaganza. We're gonna have a bunch of eggs putting out. Easter egg hunt for the kids and stuff. And we'll do seatings throughout the day. We have a big brunch going on, and we'll post that, have it up for everyone to see. Yeah.
What's the importance of coming to an event like this and having folks being able to sample what you have, and maybe they've never had a chance to go to Old Hitching Post?
Yeah. Well, it's all about exposure, letting people know what we do. If people haven't been with us, I mean, we've had a lot of people come through and say, oh, they love the restaurant and come in. But we just like to give people a little taste of what we do. And I don't know, just try to support the local community and everybody who lives in it.
It's also worth noting, it's kind of a side note. I know we're talking food here, but they also feature entertainment. I think you have live entertainment on a regular basis.
We do live entertainment down there Thursday, Friday, and Saturday, 6 to 9. And then on Sundays, we do our brunch from 10 to 1. And I have Aiden Keene come down, and he does basically an acoustic piano brunch, which we've gotten great traction on. People seem to love it. And it's really one of the better places around to get a buffet brunch. You don't really see it too much these days. So we tried to bring that back where they had it before. And just try to bring back the good old days, Everybody's having fun, enjoying themselves, having some food, and I don't know, it's just all about the local business, I feel.
Anything in closing, maybe I haven't asked you, but you feel you want to share with the people who are viewing right now?
No, I mean, I'd just like to thank everybody for giving us the experience here. And feel free to call us at any of our properties if you ever need anything. We're more than happy to help. And we do a lot of off-site stuff. And we're just about the community and trying to, keep everybody smiling.
Thank you so much.
I appreciate it. Thanks, Kevin.
On to the next table. All right, so after having a little conversation with Gigi from Christo's To Go, I spied some sweet stuff from Cake Time of Whitman. And we have Michelle Rochelot, who is our guest. How are you today, Michelle?
Lovely, and you?
Good. So what did you bring for us today?
Just some samples of my cakes that I make from home, custom cakes. We have a little bit of lemon, chocolate, and vanilla.
Give us a little history of Cake Time of Whitman.
Cake Time of Whitman started a year ago, January. And this is my second event, and business is booming. It's been really good.
How has this year's event differed from last year's event?
I got a bigger cake this year. I got business cards this year. I don't know. Other than that, it's pretty good. It's the same.
Well, I mean, last year was your first time. Usually, the first time you do something, you know, you're like, oh, I should have done that. I should have done this. What you do differently this year to prepare for the 16th annual Taste of Whitman Hanson?
Just yeah, I don't know, new boxes. Honestly, I really didn't do anything different.
Okay.
Unfortunately, I should have got flowers for the table. I thought of that. But that's about it.
Okay. And I also see you have a cake. Is it a fondant cake?
Nope, it is not.
Remember, we have a camera that's over here, so if you move, we got to move with you. Yeah.
So this is fondant. This is fondant. All of the decorations are made out of fondant.
Okay.
But this is frosting. It's called I forget what it's called. It's like sheet frosting. It's like a paper, and I print on it, and then I cut it and I put it on the cake.
So how long have you been? You're a baker, would you say, or
a full-time job too? So I only do this on the side.
Oh, so it's a side hustle.
Yes.
Very nice. It's a good side hustle.
Yeah.
There's nothing wrong with it. You get a little sweet extra cash, right?
Yeah.
What? You told us what you brought? Is this your specialty, or there are other things? There are other things that maybe next year you'll bring.
Yeah, possibly. Someone was asking for carrot cake a lot. I've heard that, so maybe I'll bring carrot cake. Somebody asked for strawberry. But yeah, everybody liked the lemon. I didn't bring that last year. I think I had red velvet last year. This cake's made out of red velvet and cream cheese frosting.
And being a part of an event that's helping to raise money, does that sweeten the pot a little bit for you?
Yes, yeah. That's why I really enjoyed doing this event because it is for a good cause. You know, it's for the town that I live in. I've been here for 15, 16 years, and I enjoy it. I like it here. My son went here to high school, so yes.
And if folks wanted to find out a little bit more about Cake Time of Whitman, how can they do that?
Go to caketimeofwhitman.com.
So we are here. We can't close out the show without speaking to the president of the Whitman Hanson Dollars, Scholars, the man who we saw running around. He was a blur all night. When you say that?
Oh, a definite blur.
He was a blur.
I wear my track shoes, so there you go, so I can run fast.
Knowing that we're coming to the end here, what has the evening been like for you?
It's been a really good night. Ticket sales, as usual, they're slow initially, and then I think yesterday, today, and at the door, it was very steady. So we're happy with that, and all of our restaurants showed up, so that was another good sign. So it's a good evening altogether, and I got to eat a lot of food. Did I mention that? That's a good sign as well.
And I also knew what number it was this year too, where I didn't last year. And it was written right on the front of the brochure,
Well,
and I never saw it.
The tricky thing is there were 2 years that there was a gap year because of COVID for 2 years. So that's why I have trouble keeping track of it myself. So it's not just you.
So yet another success here. What would you say, what does an event like this raise for money? So again, we know it's a key event, and we know it's one of many that you hold. What do you feel that this would probably be able to help in your goal?
Well, it does vary. It's usually somewhere in the 5,000 range. And that's $1,000 scholarships, $500 scholarships. However you slice it up, it's good money for students that are furthering their college education next year.
Was there a restaurant that surprised you? Or was there anything that you had a chance, you had one taste, you're like, I'm going to go get a second one. Nobody's looking.
Well, I say, I really don't have, I said I eat a lot, but I really don't have a lot of time to eat. But I will say, one of my favorites is the turkey from Hitchin Post, and they were here with the turkey. So that's a great sign. So it was great.
Me, I could have eaten all night.
That's right.
He actually kind of did. He's not whistling Dixie here. We both took turns eating, and that's what it's about. It's a fun community event.
Yeah, the thing was he brought his Tupperware with him, which is a little strange, but that's okay too.
I told him not to.
Well, it's like Rocky Balboa once said, a man's got to do what a man's got to do.
Right. That's right.
Anything you want to say in closing? As we're going to wrap up in a moment here ourselves, myself and Paul. Anything you want to say that maybe we want to leave with folks who may have come to the event or may be looking at future events?
Well, it's a tremendous accomplishment that the restaurants that are in these communities sign up for it year in and year out. January comes around and say, oh, now I got to go around, got to knock on doors. This is going to be hard this year. And yet they say yes, yes, yes. Some people call me. So it's really remarkable, the support that we get from the restaurants in our community in a time where a lot of people are struggling, and they give because they've got a good heart.
Well, we want to thank you for not only allowing us to share this with the community, but thank you, your team, and all your volunteers for what you do for students who are looking to go on to higher education in the Whitman and Hanson area.
Hey, it's a pleasure. The reward is all mine, you know. Thank you.
Just one more thing, Mike, before we go.
Wipe my mouth.
No. What events have you got coming up for the rest of the school year here?
Well, we do have about 5 or 6 events coming up. I'll just highlight 2 of them. We have a bowling event at the Hanson AA at the end of March. So look in the paper for that, or on cable for that, and the bulletin board. And then we also have Electronic Recycling Day sometime around Earth Day. It's the end of April. Right, April 26th, actually. Yeah. So we have those 2 events. Those are our 2 main events coming up.
All right, so we're going to step aside, and when we come back, Paul and I will kind of wrap things up.
Well, that's another Taste of Whitman and Hanson come and gone. We couldn't get to all the tables tonight because there are just so many of them, and there's only so much you can eat anyway. But everything was just wonderful tonight.
Everything was great. Great conversation, being able to talk with business owners, speak with a lot of community members, getting a lot of B-roll. If you didn't get a chance to see some of the folks who served the food, that's okay, because we did grab some samples of what was happening on most of the tables. But this was a fantastic experience. Again, hopefully, this raised a lot of money for the Whitman and Hanson Dollars for Scholars. So come this spring, those who are looking to further their education, hopefully get a nice scholarship, at least for the first year, it's going to help them out.
Yep. Not to mention the fact that there was a lot of good food here tonight.
It was.
I mean,
Paul made me eat a lot of food tonight that I was like, and I did.
I didn't have to twist your arm at all. And you didn't have to twist mine either.
No, it was kind of given.
We had a lot of fun here.
It was great.
We had a lot of good food. We had some great little sweets too.
Maybe too many.
If you're gonna come to this thing, come next year. And you gotta try it out because there's an awful lot of good stuff going on here in this room on this night.
Okay. So until the 17th annual, thank you for tuning in and checking out some of our hijinks and having some great conversations with some great folks here in the community.
Hey, if next year's the 17th, does that make this the majority of the Taste of Whitman and Hanson coming up, or does it have to wait till it's 18?
That's a good question. I'll get back to you on that.
Shall we call a lawyer? So long, everybody.
Have a good one.